Hello everyone, it's Natasha from Treasure Books. Today's video is all about ring-bound flip books. This concept is extremely straightforward and therefore very easy to make, but also often overlooked. Look, let's be honest, you don't need a tutorial on punching holes and using binder rings like this one. So my wish for today and for this video is to give you lots of ideas and inspiration on where you can go with this idea and what kind of projects you can make. This can be your daily 15-minute creative session. It can be a really quick gift idea. It can be a swatch book or a mini photo album, an addition to a journal or a standalone journal. It can be your scrap busting project. I mean, the ideas are endless. I'll be sharing lots of examples and of course I'll be making something new today. So without further ado, let's begin. First thing I'm going to do is show you the projects that I've already made to get your creative juices flowing, and then I'll be making something on camera. I don't know what it is yet. All I know is that I want to use a 6x6 paper pad or a few 6x6 paper pads. So I'll be excited to see what that brings. All right, let's start with all the flip books that I have, and I'm not sure which one I want to show you first because they're all so cool. Especially these three. Let's start with the one that started it all. So this idea was born out of this little thing over here. This is a little project that I shared in a recent video, which is called, I needed to look that up. It's called a quick 5-minute project ideas. And basically here's what I've done. And then I did this kind of thing, just individual little things, and then I did this kind of thing, and then one thing led to another, as it usually does, and the little flip book was born, and I showed it to you in that video. And let's say you said you wanted to see the tutorial, and that's what I'm here to do today. So basically, as you can see, I have a few pages with a hole punched in the left hand corner. It can be up here, it can be down here, it can be in the right hand corner. It's up to you. I mean, that's all there is to it when it comes to flip books. But this one here I'm showing you because I think this can be a good way to showcase photographs. I'm using vintage photos of unknown people and little ephemeral pieces and stuff like that. You can use your grandkids photos, your children, for your husband, whatever, your pet, you know, and it can be like a little brag book in your purse. All right, next one. Which one should we do? This one is playing cards. We're going to do that one after this one here because I'm quite excited about this one. All right, I'm gonna quickly show you sort of a few pages, or all the pages maybe, so that you can have a quick little guess on what this could possibly be. All right, I'm gonna tell you. This is like a fabric sampler book or a fabric swatch book, and I have been wanting to make an actual fabric sampler journal for forever, really, and I still haven't gotten around to it. So the idea behind this is that you have a page. I do have all these extra frilly bits which are really quite unnecessary. They just look pretty. But even this, it can be something that inspires your next project, or it can be like a little mini vision board for a project you're working on currently or that you're going to dive into. So for example, let's say you're making a junk journal for a man. You can make yourself a little vision board with the types of papers. It doesn't just have to be fabric. Types of papers and fabrics together to inspire you along the way. I hope that makes sense. Look, this idea on its own can be a full video. Like if I make a book, let's just have a look at the pages as I speak. If I made a book, look at this little detail down here, a button. A book of, let's say, ideas. So I would like to use a journal that has some thicker pages, or like cardstockish pages, so that when I glue my fabrics down, then, you know, I don't have like warping papers and whatnot. And then I can have pages of fabrics. I can have pages of beautiful trims, kind of like this here, just, you know, even laces. I could have pages of washi tape. It's like a swatch book. I can have pages of watercolors. So I'll have a section of fabrics, perhaps, and watercolors. And I personally wouldn't do watercolors, but, you know, I can have pretty papers. This is actually, I cheated. I put paper on fabric. It was supposed to be fabric only, but, you know, then I went in with the doilies, and I went in with some little embellishing parts like this, cardstock and stickers and stuff like that. So when I look at this, this can be my color palette, let's say, for the next journal, or the journal I'm working on, you know. We have some doilies happening up here, and then upholstery fabric. I have some lace over here, more upholstery fabric, and then, you know, other things like stickers, and I'm looking at colors and how it all kind of blends in. This is quilting fabric, and then we have some burlap over here, some shiny, sparkly, special fabric there, and also over here. So, you know, I look at this, and this can inspire a full project. And this here also inspires like this book that I'm dreaming about. I've been dreaming about making it for such a long time, like a swatch book of fabrics and all the things that go together. The issue with this is, for example, I have this fabric, but I don't have a lot of it. So what do you make this whole book, and then you actually don't have any of that fabric left. So what's the point? The point is for the colors to inspire you, like the way that they work together. So you don't have to have this particular fabric, but looking at this fabric, you can see that blue and purple and a little bit of this beige and black actually goes really well together. So you can go into your stash and pull out things that are black, purple, blue and beige and put them together just from looking at this one piece of fabric. So anyway, I thought like a flip book for this kind of a thing is perfect, because you can always go in, open your thing and pull out the piece, and you have it with you while you're working. And then likewise, you can make a new inspiration piece. I don't even know what to call this, like a palette. I don't know. You can make a new one, pop it in, right? And as it keeps growing, perhaps the rings should keep growing as well. I mean, I pretty much only have this one size, but I think actually I do have a bigger one, but I'm pretty sure they can come in like really big and smaller than this. So anyway, I hope this has given you a little bit of inspiration. I have these doilies in there because, you know, the prettier something is, the more inspiring. So I kind of added these little bits because it kind of all looked a little bit too squarish and perfect. Not perfect, but rigid, like when they were all like this. So anyway, I added some of these doilies just to break it all up a bit. So what do you reckon? What do you reckon? You have to let me know. Does this inspire you? Do you want to go and make a fabric swatch book? Should I make? I know I should. I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, yes, Natasha, do make that book. Well, I'm hoping you're gonna say, you might not. You might not want to see this. But I'm telling you, I am so, what's the word? Let's just say I'm feeling the need to make a fabric sampler or a fabric swatch book. The problem is that it takes, I mean, I did kind of make it, didn't I? It's right here. But this was very quickly put together. Today's Thursday, and I started working on this project on Monday. So on Monday when I started, I only had this. And then I had to come up with all these other things. So each of these things I'm going to show you, I feel like if I had more time to spend on each project, it would be that much more better. I mean, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that if I had, let's say, 2 weeks to spend on one project, such as a fabric sampler or swatch book, like if this is nice, imagine spending 2 weeks on it. It can be glorious. but I don't know, you have to let me know what you think about the whole thing. Okay, so what you're looking at right now is an altered playing cards flip book. So I took playing cards, all different sizes. Well, there's just 4 different sizes. So I have little one, and then the standard playing card size, and then some jumbo card size, and then some really jumbo card size. So they're all kind of, you know, and I find them in $2 shops. Okay, because I know someone's going to say, where do you find them? Kmart. By the way, this little one, they usually come in like kids sections. I find them in like kids, because these are nice to put into party bags and things like that. But I use them for crafting, obviously. So I took a bunch of different sized cards, and then I altered the cards. I do have a video on altering cards, which I'll link down below. All right, so the first one here, you can see how I've basically just glued tissue paper. No, it's not tissue paper. It's like this serviette thing, okay? And I ripped and I applied some glue, like PVA glue, and put down that tissue paper or serviette, napkin, whatever, and scrunched it up, and there was my base. And then I just put a little photo up the top. You can put photo of your, you know, someone in your family. And yeah, okay, so that's card number 1. I'm just gonna quickly flip through. So this playing card is, I believe, one of the cards that I made in that video, which I'm linking down below. And basically all you do is glue a book page on in some section with glue stick, and then rip it off, so you have ripped pieces of a book page, and then you go over the top with a tea bag. Here's my little box of tea bags to show you. So used tea bags that have been dried and all of that, okay? And then you just glue that on top. All right, next card we have is this one here. So this one I actually just sanded down, just used this really coarse, I have it here to show you. I did it last night, like I said, and then I went in and I sanded the playing card down just to take off that sheen, and then I distressed it a little bit with my distressing ink and poked some holes and went around with ribbon, and there's that. There's not much point. There's not much point to this, like a playing card altered book. But I thoroughly enjoy the process. This one has just a little sticker, and in fact this, I'm pretty sure, is a printable that someone sent to me. It's not an actual playing card. And then over here you can see that technique again. I was like, oh, I don't have much time, I'm just gonna repeat the same idea over and over again. So I did what I just told you about before. Oh, and this one, I had this little zipper on my desk, actually in a box on my desk, and I thought, I'm going to sew that on. So I did. You see that? Nothing special, but hopefully it's, you know, getting your creative juices flowing. Now this one here, we forgot. Oh, we didn't forget about this one. I just have a little piece of twine there, so I wanted to create like all these layered effect. How much fun is this? Like it doesn't have to have, you know, oh, this is a journal that we're gonna write in. I mean, we can. I even have some writing space in there. Oh, ain't that fabulous? So you can make it be whatever you want it to be. I just wanted to show you examples, and I don't know how you are feeling about this. All right, this one here just has like this chain, just a little thing that I have, you know. Maybe if I show it to you here, you can see better what I've done. If you want to replicate, just some chain on some jump rings, and it's just a little thing. Okay, on this one, I like this idea a lot. I like this idea quite a lot. So it's just a little, like a little string, drawstring, little gift bag that I've sewn onto this card, and then I went and I put in some tags. That's all I did, like literally 1 minute. And then this one has, you know, so I was just going with the whole, we're gonna have things sticking out this way and things sticking out that way, and dangling down there too. That sounds a bit funny, doesn't it? Dangling down there. Stop it. All right, this one has a little flower. That's just on there. It's a little flower with a little bit of lace. Isn't it pretty? And then this one with a little sticker and a little heart. And then we have this one. You should have seen how much fun I was having last night. I had such a busy day yesterday. I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna have another little booklet ready. And yet here I am, because this didn't take a whole lot of time. I do admit that I had a few of these cards already distressed. Like you can see that it's been sanded down and inked. I had a couple of them ready to go. So, and also the drying, you know, when I was talking about where is it, like this one. Oh, I didn't even tell you. Anyway, I'll tell you when we get to it. I didn't tell you about this one. This is a napkin. Yeah, a napkin that I've decoupaged onto the card. So obviously I couldn't do that last night and have the book ready because it had to wait. I had to wait for it to dry. I actually did it the night before. So the cards are ready, but decorating and adding all these bits and then putting them together and all of that, that's what I did last night. So like the preparation of the cards, I mean, you can have a look at that altered cards video and then you'll get lots of ideas in there. Over here I have this, just a little bit of fabric sewn on, and I, you know, using that brad over there, and then this was in my, this came off of some necklace, and it's just there. And then we have a little one over here, we just a bit of this and a bit of that. And then this one, I mean, what does this even make sense? Like I'm thinking, this does not make any sense. Like we have this card, then we have this circle thing, then we have this ruffle thing, and then we have this upside down thing, but it didn't look good when it was the other way. I cut that out of a fabric. And here's what I did while I was making this last night. I have this I have the bosque on my desk, and then I can just go in, oh, I need something, oh, this is cool, oh, this is cool, this is cool. I know you're thinking that's rubbish, and I know you're thinking that because this is actual rubbish, but if I just staple it on there, you know, then it doesn't look like a piece of rubbish anymore. It looks like it's 100% intentional. So actually, that I totally got sidetracked. I wanted to show you the bosque because I had these cut up leaves in there, all right, that I cut out the other night, and I'm like, okay, I can use that in this project. But then when it was turned the right way up, I didn't like how it looked, so I put it upside down. All right, probably quite a bit of unnecessary information there, but I wanted to demonstrate how this whole book came together. And it was literally like that. It was me pulling stuff out of the box that I have on my desk where I just shove things as they come into my life. And then I can just pull them out. I had this is a sticker. I had this in there and I just glued it on. I had this altered puzzle piece from ages ago when I did a project on that, and I had like this little tea thing, and then I had another little piece, like for example I have this, now I have this on my desk, you know, and of course I can just go and sew this on, you know, and look how cool that looks. So in the introduction, when I said this can be your 15-minute creative practice, you can take a playing card and decorate it every day, one playing card. At the end of the month, you have 30 embellished and decorated playing cards. All right, now this one here, napkin transfer again. And then I have some chains on there, just randomly held with brads. You can see at the back, just some gold chain. I don't even know what that came from. And then also this was in that box. This was actually an earring. I did it last night, so I have remnants of stuff on my desk. I made like earrings I made buttons. I have a full video on big buttons, like oversized buttons. And then when I was showing what you can kind of do with your buttons, one of the ideas was an earring, okay? And so last night I thought, well, I'm really not gonna wear this as an earring personally, because I like to wear gold, or you know what I mean. It doesn't have to be actual gold, but I don't wear this kind of stuff. So I have it on my project. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cool? All right, and then this one over here, again, this is napkin. You should see my desk because I have remnants of this project all over the place. All right, here it is. A pretty napkin, one ply of napkin that I decoupage right on top. And then I have this ruffle here on the side. And when I close this little flip book, I'm gonna zoom out now that you can see. When I close the flip book, it's all over the place. Everything is sticking out. It's kind of like I did a recent video on staggered layered junk journal. So the idea is that each page is showing, so you can see from looking at the top, you can see all the pages. I don't know why I'm talking about it when I can show it. So you can see this, it's an actual journal. This one was done in the tutorial, and you can see how each page gets larger and larger and larger until we get to, oh, and this is what we did. Anyway, I'm not gonna show you this because we've already done, I'll link it down below if you want to see. And then we get to this 12 by 12 largest piece or largest page in the journal, and then it starts going back down to the smallest page. Anyway, you get the concept, right? What I wanted to say is that you can see all the pages when you're looking at the journal from the front. When I was making this, I was like, I want to see all the cards, so hence the craziness. And then I went ahead and I added one of these, which I have hanging on a shelf behind me in case I need a little something. I can just turn around and grab it, and that's what I did over here, just a little something. What are your thoughts? What else can we do? We've done a little, let's call it a little photo album. We've done a little fabric swatch book, or you know, whatever swatch book, and we've done altered playing cards, and I have just 2 more to show you, and then I shall begin with the tutorial. Is it a tutorial though? Okay, I wouldn't call it a tutorial because you don't really need a tutorial for this kind of thing. More craziness galore. All right, so these are the 2 last little things that I have ready made to show you. So we can make a flip. I know you know this. I know this is not groundbreaking, okay, but still, you know, we still have all of this to look at. Basically, I have little tags, and then we're going from little tags, we're going to big tags, and we have a tag book. Isn't that just amazing? I didn't embellish these, like I have a sticker here and there, but I didn't really do much. But this one, on the other hand, you know, so anyway, here's a tag book. You can have a whole bunch of tags. You wouldn't want to perhaps have all of this fun stuff up the top, but you can have ready-made tags to go into your journals on a jump ring, or what's it called, binder ring. And then when you want to use a tag, you can, oh, I want to use this one. This is why I said perhaps not having this might be easier. But let's say I want to use this one in a project. I'm going to take it out and I'm going to put it in the project. So it can be like a functional kind of a tag book that you have next to you, so you can get your tags, or it can be like a little piece of art on its own. So let me show you this. I did a video called 100 ways to embellish a tag. Yeah, can you believe it? I embellished over 100 tags, and these are just some of the tags that I quickly put together last night. And this is the beauty of having a body of work behind you, because when you're putting something very quickly, you have things to pull out of your stash that are already made, like I did last night. All right, so here we have the first tag is like a pocket tag. If you want ideas on embellishing tags, you can go and have a look at this video, because there's literally 100 ways to embellish a tag, and it's not repeating. Like, I'm not going to tell you do a patchwork thing like this and then make 10 tags, all different patchwork, and then that's 10 ideas. No. 100 ways to embellish a tag. All right, so you can go and get lots of inspiration there. But these are some of the tags that I pulled out of that stash. I have a whole box. Do you want to see the box? Okay, I'll just say this. Last night when I was pulling out tags from my 120 or so embellished tags from here, I was only pulling out tags that don't have tag toppers. So you can see all of the, oh, look at these. All of them have kind of stuff up the top. Look at this, isn't that cute? Oh, this one, well, I couldn't really punch a hole there. So, oh my goodness, well, look at this. All right, this is what I was talking about before. I might be getting a little sidetracked here, but you can just turn it off if you're finding me extremely boring. All right, here, I know it's very busy, a lot of busyness on the screen. All right, we can fix that a little bit just so you can focus on these two. You can see, like, when you have a little bit of extra time and you can spend a little bit of extra time on a tag or a project, you can make something spectacular. spectacular like this. But then you have that idea in your mind because you've already made it. And then when I saw the zipper, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this, okay? But I didn't have a lot of time. I was just needed to get it done. So, you know, look at the difference between this gorgeously, fully embellished tag that you can write on the back and then this plain card. All right, so we're not gonna go through this full box of tags, but maybe it will be a little bit of an inspiration. Look at this, how beautiful. And we'll have a Christmas one, and then this one, how gorgeous is that? Beautiful. All right, so going back to this, I simply took out some tags out of my box. I specifically took out tags that didn't have tag toppers up the top, and quickly just bound them together, putting them on a ring. Now, I know when I made that video, this is washi tape, I promised to like make a tag book. This is a little pocket, and I really want to make a big chunky book for all of my tags, but that's also a huge undertaking. You know, it's a big project. So anyway, you can see what's going on here. I don't need to they're just tags on a ring. This is a fabric tag. Oh, isn't this interesting? Wait a minute. Going back to the swatch book. Don't I have this fabric in here? Don't I? Oh, I do. Look, I can put this in there. I can mix and match. I can do a whole lot of stuff just with this simple little idea of a flip book. So I'm hoping that you're feeling really inspired about this, making something like this and taking it perhaps to another level. And I forgot to mention about all of these. I just kind of tied a whole bunch of stuff, so I'm not sure if I like that whole thing. I think this definitely looks more elegant. I mean, this is, you know, vintage kind of themed. Looks more elegant without all the frill, but I really felt like creating different things and like letting it take me wherever it wants to, basically. And then this craziness kind of came out, especially last night when I was making this tag flip book. I mean, playing card flip book. Okay, now that I've done the flip through, and hopefully you got lots of inspiration and lots of ideas, which I'm hoping you're sharing in the comment section down below, because I think the ideas are endless and I've only just covered a few. Now I'm thinking, as I'm talking, I'm looking at the wall in front of me, and this is the piece that I see. This was done in a video where I was using fruit netting, okay? And basically I did a piece of jart. I called it jart, which is junk art, and basically used all junk. And now I'm looking at this as I'm talking, and you can see like rusted key, you can see a broken pencil, you can see like Amazon packaging and junk mail envelope, and then bubble wrap over here, and this broken paper clip, and then masking tape, and like all sorts of stuff, and lid, you know. So this is like jart, my jart. You can do something like this, like in a smaller, it can be your junk that comes into your life today, every day, you know. So today already I had, what did I have? This dude, I'm gonna hide his contact details, Steve, who really wants to help me out with my garden maintenance and lawn mowing and all of that. But I don't know, I might call Steve one day. I highly doubt it. I have a husbandator already. I don't need Steve. So this is a piece of junk, and perhaps I can like select on a little pile over here. It's a dumb idea, but just stay with me here for a sec, because dumb ideas can lead to great things. So I can have like a daily little pile of little junk things that come into my life, whether it's cardboard or it's something I found on my walk or it's this stuff. And then at the end of the day, I can like make a little piece of jart and bind it all with a binder clip and call it a flip book. All right, now we'll put Steve back because we might need him one day if husbandator decides he doesn't want to be a handyman no more. Okay, 6x6 paper pads. This is something that all of us have. Well, I hear anyway. And a lot of us are like, so many things that I can do with 6x6. I have so many 6x6 paper pads. what projects can we make with 6x6 paper pads, which is why these types of videos are always very popular. I might even make a playlist because I've done that many 6x6 paper pad videos, which perhaps for now I'll link down below. So this is why I want to make something with the 6x6 paper pad. The problem that I'm facing right now is that I don't know what I want to make. Of course, I can make a flip book, like grab a few pieces and punch a hole and put a binder ring, and you know, that's cheating because what's the point of doing that on a video? So the reason why I'm doing this is because I just had an idea which may not work, but it might work. I'm thinking, all right, let's do this. Let's fold it into 4s, and I can already see it's not going to work because I was thinking, and you know, usually I won't use pretty paper when I'm trying to work out an idea, but I'm being fancy today because I'm filming. Okay, I was thinking, and it's not going to work obviously, of making pages like this. It might work. We can make it work. Then open up like this, and we can have journaling spots. We can have little photos, you know, little mini photos. We can have little pockets with little tags. Each one can be, I think I'm going to go with that idea. I actually really like that idea. The reason why I thought it's not going to work is because we have to punch a hole, and then we'll have a whole bunch of papers that are sitting like this. Or we can make them sit like this. Listen, today's video is obviously slightly different than my usual stuff, because usually I know what I'm gonna do and what I'm gonna make. It seems like today is just like, come and visit my brain. All right, this is how I like it. So it opens this way. And now we want to make a hole. And I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna make a hole. And I'm gonna show you why initially I thought it's not gonna work. Okay, so we have a hole there, and then we have a binder ring. I will have to reinforce that hole. Okay, and then we have a whole bunch. So I don't like the fact that this can't close all the way. The only way that it could close all the way is if I cut that off a bit more here, which then isn't gonna look very pretty. But this is a prototype, so I'm just gonna have to test it out. I do hate wasting this pretty scrapbook paper, but on a prototype, you know. But anyway, I'm doing it now. Okay, oh, that's looking better. I like that. How does it look when it opens? Does it look crap? No, it doesn't. It actually does not look crap. What do you think? What do you think? Where should we go from here? So that was my initial idea. We can have a whole bunch of these. Personally, what I would do is have them sit, you know, obviously take this off, make your thing, which I'm gonna do now. I'm still gonna explore some more ideas, I hope. I don't know, just send ideas my way. Come on now, I need some help over here. You make a whole bunch, and then you lay it under something heavy, like a heavy book, overnight, so that it's, you know, kind of closed, or use thinner paper. Doesn't have to be cardstock. All right, thinking. What I'm thinking is, should I just complete this project, or should I just sit here and try and throw ideas at you? Like, for example, you can have embellished pockets, gorgeous stuff over here. Then you open it, we'll pretend that it's hinged with the binder clip up here. And then you do the same here, and then you do, you know. I mean, that's very straightforward. Another thing that we can do, I'm gonna try it with this one, is we're talking about flip book ideas. So how can we use 6x6 paper pad in this flip book idea concept? Another thing we can do is, instead of folding the pages in 4 like this, all of our pages, we can have the same thing happening over here. A curved, we can do like a curved there, and then the binder ring is here, so your pages open this way. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna complete this, and as ideas come to me, I'll talk about it. So maybe I want the pattern paper on the outside. Is this a bit lame, do you think? I think whenever I first start a project, it's always a little bit lame. But then when it's done, I'm in love with it. So I'm hoping that's what's going to happen over here. What I'm going to do, because I'm making... that's it, decision made. I'm making this booklet. So I want all of the holes to be aligned. That's number one. And this is going to be my template. Now I'm making my book. All right, so now I know that I want to curve the edge. So I'm gonna use this as my template. Perfect. Draw the thing. Also perfect. And I need to do the rounding business on all 3 of the pages. So only one is left there for my binding that's gonna come later. Here we go. All right, testing, testing, testing. Should I keep going with this, or is this lameness galore? I don't actually think it's lameness galore because, you know, I think it can be quite cute when it's done. And perhaps you can keep it close to the little thing. All right, let's keep going because I think I'm just going to be throwing out ideas as they come. All right, we have 2 pages. How many do we want? What do we want? I'm not really loving the color scheme over here, but that's probably why I still have this 6x6 pad, because I just, oh, I like this one and this one. Oh, and this one and this one. You know, we keep these 6x6 paper pads thinking that the perfect project is going to come along, and also we're stuck with them, especially the ones that we don't like, but we don't want to get rid of them. Oh goodness, no, we're not going to do that. We do not get rid of paper. We love paper. So we're just going to hoard, which is what I'm trying to avoid over here. And that's why I'm trying to use up this paper pad, even though it's not working because I'm not loving these colors. All right, so now I'm just following this exact same thing. First, I want to make the holes. I might do that all at once. Okay, next I'm going to fold. What are you thinking so far? Let me know. I wish I had people here with me right now, you know, so that we can chat. Which is why I had an idea last night, because last night I was feeling the same. I'm like, I wish I could hear people talk to me right now. Like, oh, you know what else you can do? Or, yes, I think that's a great idea. Or, oh, no, I don't think that's going to work. You know, that's why I always say, what do you think? I literally want to know what you think. So even if you leave me 10 comments in a video, as you're watching the video, you can just keep on letting me know what you think. As long as it's not nasty. I mean, very occasionally I'll get a nasty, nasty comment. Oh my god. Sometimes I think, what world do you live in? You know, with some comments. Like, I'll give you an example. So somebody commented about the ASMR part of my video. You know how I do a little bit of ASMR at the start of the video, which is there not for ASMR. It's there to show you what you're going to see in the video. Like, you don't have to watch the whole video to see what you want to see. Like, you can see at the beginning, this is the project we're going to be making. I'm going to show you this, 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 and this. You can decide, yes, I want to stay, or nah, I'm not interested in that. That's the whole point. Okay. Somebody said to me, how sad that you decided to follow the money with the ASMR. I guess sleazy men will throw money at you, or something like that. Something about how I'm doing the ASMR because sleazy men are throwing money at me. Where's the money? Where's the money? Like, since when is ASMR sleazy men? Unless you're going places I don't go and I don't know what you know. Because I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't see no money being thrown at me because of my ASMR from sleazy men or anyone in that regard, case, whatever. You know, I'm getting sidetracked. I apologize. Apologies. I just wanted to share. You know what hurts? What hurts when it comes to negative comments, which I don't get very many, and very rarely do I get negative comments. What hurts is when you are accused of something that is not true. That hurts me to the core. As I was filming a video a few weeks ago, I mentioned how my nail polish lasted a whole week. And by the way, I filmed last week's video with this nail polish, so that was a week ago, and you can see that it's chipping on this fingernail. So I usually do my nails the night before filming, and now I'm still going with the same nail polish for 7 days. And actually the same thing happened to me last week, and it was just a random comment that I made. I just said how my nail polish lasted for 7 days, and in fact that nail polish, last one, lasted me for 2 weeks, which is unheard of. I don't know what's going on. I'm noticing changes. It's the winter, maybe. I'm noticing changes. My hands are extremely dry all of a sudden, and my nail polish lasts longer. So anyway, I mentioned that as a side comment in a video, and I was accused, yes I was, by somebody that I am making fun of another YouTuber, another junk journal maker, that I am self-centered, nobody cares, and I am poking fun at another. What? Please don't comment about that. Like, don't try and defend me and things like that. I just wanted to say that I like reading your comments, and I like feeling like there's somebody next to me crafting with me and talking to me. And then that went into the whole, just be reasonable about what you're right, because it's sometimes people are just crazy. So I had this crazy idea last night, since clearly I'm one of the crazy ones. I had this idea last night that I could do, like, I don't know if you've ever heard of, see, I wrote it down. Should I tell you, or should I just do it? Yes, I'll just do it. Let's move on. Moving along. All right, I'm going to stay with 4 because I think I might want to. Or is it 5? I have 5 over here. I was kind of hoping I would come up with something greater, but I'm going to keep going with it and see what happens. It can be. We can make it fun. Let's see what's going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges, and I'll be right back. Okay, as I was inking the edges, I had a few ideas pop into my head. One of those ideas was, you can have this little booklet. Let's just say, I'm sure this is going to give you a few extra ideas. So you can have like a themed little notebook. This is what came to mind. For example, this can be a demonstration of how bad at maths I am. I think it's 20. 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, we have 5 pages, 5 individual little folded things. And then if we separate each one into 4 sections, you have 20 sections. All right, this can be 20 reasons why I love you. Okay, just a random idea that popped into my head. You can make a little booklet for somebody's birthday, for example. You can title it 20 reasons why I love you, 20 things I love about you. And then we can have sections, and we will separate them by inking the edges. It can be 20 mixed media ideas I want to try, for example. It can be anything really. So we have 4 sections per page. And then you can write, I love you because blah, 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 blah. Mixed media project I want to try. Scrunched up glad wrap over wet paint. You know, you can have 20 themed journals I want to make. Alice in Wonderland, shabby chic, sewing journal, so on and so forth. 20 treasure books projects I want to make. I don't know, like you can really take it to town. So now I'm going to do this separation business on all of my pages. You can have more than 5 pages. You can have 10 of these folded pages, and then you can have 40 sections of whatever it is that you're going for. 40 ideas, 40 videos, 40 elements that I can put into a junk journal, 40 goals for 2025 or 2026. All right, separation complete. Now I want to just, because there's one over here, this one here, it annoys me that I did that accidentally, kind of ruined the perfect white spot. So now I feel like I want to make it look slightly a little bit more fun on the inside. So I'm gonna stencil, just very slight stencilage. Not the whole thing, just a little bit. You know, we're trying to be fairly quick over here. Okay, stencilage is complete. Now I'm going to refold, and here's what I have so far. All right, a little booklet that's going to be bound. But before I do that, I'm thinking, what else can we do? What else can we do with this? First, perhaps I want to have a cover. Is this good for a cover? It might change, it doesn't matter. So now I am thinking, we have this panel, we have this, opens and flips. Perhaps I'm gonna leave the backs empty, but I definitely want to do something on each one, on the front and on the inside here. So what I'm thinking, of course, is adding pockets, because or I can go back to this, and then all of these 6x6 paper, I think anyway, all of them have this fun business going on, which I used quite a bit. So I could go in and use this stuff. All right, so I'm gonna start with this one. I pulled another little paper pad that I have over here, 6x6. I like these colors a little bit better. And then maybe I can start embellishing, or I don't know, I'm just gonna go with the flow here. This one can have a belly band element. Yes, a little bit of glue to the sides. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I'm gonna let that dry, work on my next one. What should we do here? I had this on my desk. Maybe I can glue that on, and then we can have a little thing here. You know, oh, I do like that. All right, that came off of this fabric, but I really want to have a little piece on both sides. So here we go. Okay, I'm just embellishing over here. Anything goes. You pretty much can't go wrong. You know? I don't know, maybe you can. No, I don't think you can go wrong. Maybe I can find something in here that I want to use. Oh, perfect. Would you look at that? These are going to be like little tuck spots. Perfect. So glue just on the 3 sides. And I'm gonna let that dry and move on to the next one. What can I do here? How about some slanted pockets? And I want to use maybe this so that we can keep the theme going. Trim. And I can cut from here to the edge. Probably best to use the trimmer, but I'm just gonna do this. One slanted pocket. And now I need the other side. And second slanted pocket. We have that, and we have that. Ooh, pretty, pretty, pretty. We're going to do inky, inky, inky. Oh, that was so annoying. That was annoyingness galore. And now we shall glue this. So we need 3 sides again. You need to glue it down. 1 done. Perfecto, perfecto. Mi amor. All right, we shall let that one dry. Moving on. What are we gonna do here? We have a belly band, we have a tuck spot, we have a pocket. What are we gonna do now? Let me think. Oh, shall we make it extra fun? How would this look? Envelope? I don't have very many left. Why do they have these holes if they have this notch for closure? Why the holes? They kind of annoy me. What ugly paper can we use so that it can be hidden away? Bear with me, friends. 2 little things for 2 envelopes. Okay, you know how we keep all this stuff. Let's not do too much of the complicato. Usually I would do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, but I'm just gonna take this through my sewing machine. Just a straight stitch right down the middle. 2 little cutie pies, done and dusted. You are so lovely. You are My sunshine. Okay, sorry about that. All right, we made two little slightly lame booklets that can go into the envelopes. 1 and 2. And now we take the thing and close this thing. And perhaps we can do a this and a this and this and this and this. And then finally, we can glue the envelopes down, but I'm not gonna glue the whole thing down because it will be, we need space. We need space to like do this. Put the fingers in there, you know? Need a bit of spacage. So I'm simply just going to glue a little section, just that much. Glue down, and as Annie would say, glue down. Oh yes, I like it, I like it, I like it. Yes, it's adding chunk, but we don't mind a bit of chunk. Do we mind chunk? We don't mind chunk. Okay, so belly band, tuck spot, pockets, envelopes. What else can we do? Quick. We can do things like vertical belly band. So instead of horizontal, we can do vertical belly band. We can do a flip out. So we can add like another page here. Just, I love interactive stuff, as you can tell. So we can have a page here that opens this way and a page here that opens this way, or we can have a page that opens down, or, you know, we can have one that opens this way and one that opens down. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm going to do the following. I don't want to cut any more of my 6x6 because, you know, I already have a whole bunch of scraps over here. So I'm gonna go into my scraps folder and pull out pieces of paper that can be journaled on. That's what I'm looking for. I shall cut them down into various sizes, perhaps. Round the edges, ink the edges, perhaps stagger slightly. Next, grab a little brad, or any brad, place, poke the halage, insert the bradage, and close the footage. Okay, I'll stop. And now you have, oh, this cool element going on. Isn't that cool? I think that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like that. And now I'm gonna repeat on the other side. Voila. What do we have? What is it? We can have like a journaling spot underneath. I'm just gonna leave it as it is. We're just doing a bit of interactive fun stuff over here. And of course we can cover these brads on the inside. I could simply, maybe I can use this. Well, all these, I wouldn't recommend buying these kinds of sticker books because you end up with all this. What am I going to do with this? XO. Anyway. There we go. Problem solved. In case if you're worried, this can still move even though we have secured the back or hidden the back feet. All right. Now, depending on what kind of a book you're making, you can put in like little photos. I don't know, I have these little angel things. I'm gonna chuck that in there. The pockets kind of have to be tight. This one's tight, you see? Because the book, when it opens, I know I'm close, but I'll zoom out soon. When the book opens, this is kind of, you know, and then if you lift it up, you don't want things flying out, okay? I'm just putting in random little things on my desk. Okay, that's done. Now we have the tuck spot. I'm looking at my little things that I have. I don't know. Just really anything will do for now. Really depends what it is you're making, I suppose. I'm working with a general idea over here, so I'm just going with whatever. All right, we have that. Oh, that can be so much more fun. We shan't dwell. We shall just, oh, that looks nice. It looks like a cake. Okay, does this not look like a cake? Like a birthday cake. Oh, I love that. All right, and now we have this. What can I put in there? I have my little booklet of little tags. I remember when. Wow. Oh, thank you for being an amazing friend. Looks very ugly, but you know, you get the point. You can do the friend's initials. Rachel, Rachel Groman tag. Yeah. Or we can just do a little stickeroo and call it a day. All right, my book is almost complete, and now all that's left to do is put it together. I want to reinforce these holes, and we can go about that several ways. You can use eyelets, which is what I go for when I have really flimsy paper. You can use nothing at all, which is what I go for when my thing is quite sturdy. You can go for hole reinforcement rings, I think they're called, I'm not sure, which is what I did on that one that I just shown you. I have this hole punch that was sent to me in Happy Mail. Made me very, very happy. And then this is what it gives you. Or you can simply make your own by doing this. I don't know, what do you want to do? You can also buy them. I have these. I'm not a big fan, but anyway, they do exist out there. You can buy a hole reinforcement. I don't know. So what do I want to do? I think for this one I want to do eyelets. I'm gonna do eyelets. I try to stay away from using eyelets because I like to hoard my eyelid supply. Sometimes you just gotta. Oh, look at that. Sweet. I'm such an idiotic idiot. I should have used the silver ones because I have lots of silver ones and not many of these ones. Oh well. Idiotic idiot. And also because my binder ring is silver. So, okay, now I want to put them into order because I still have to finish the front cover. All right, what do we have? Which one do I want for my front cover? Not that one. Not that one. I think this one. I really like this one. So that's my front cover. And then I'm going to go with this one. And then perhaps this one. And then this one. It really doesn't matter at all. And here is the tutorial on making a flip book. You grab your material that you're going to be binding together. You grab your binder clip. You can use ribbon, but then it's not ideal. And you close the binder clip and you have your little flip. Flip, I don't know, what do you, well, okay, I'm seeing all sorts of issues with this, but it's fine. It is absolutely fine because what we can do is the following. All right, so first my initial thing was, well, oh, they all went the same way. Oh, look, huh. Like a little book. You can like make this and then bind it with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. All right, my initial idea for sorting that problem, which I knew was going to happen, like I said that at the start in my defense, that, you know, it's going to open, flip open. So I did say that we can clip it. Where's my clip? Oh, looks like I put it back where it belongs. Unbelievable. Here's my clip, way too small. So it would have to be a larger clip, which also will not work because as soon as you remove the clip and you start flipping through, they're gonna start opening up. So what I think must be done for this particular project, and I don't think it's such a bad idea, especially if it's, I don't know, 20 Reasons Why I Love You or whatever. So each little booklet can have its own little closure with like a paper clip, or I actually don't mind that idea because then you can hang little charms and things like that on the paper clips. But let me just work this out and I'll be right back. All right, so here's what I've decided so far. It's not finished yet, so don't judge. So I have some fancy schmancy paper clips on the first one. Actually, they all have paper, they're all paper clips. They're all held down with the paper clips, but only I didn't actually clip the last page. I don't know why. I only clipped the 3 pages and left that one open. So, and I have a binder clip there, and then I have another fancy schmancy paper clip. So that way, when you're flipping the book, or they are flipping the book or whatnot, you can, oh, I need to see that idea. All right, I don't like this one, so that one's gonna go. That one's going. I'm gonna go with another fancy paper clip. I have a box of fancy paper clips because over the years, I find them in op shops and whatnots, and then I don't use them. I hoard them, and I recently made a decision to use the pretty things. So now I'm using my pretty paper clips. All right, Okay, so where was I? Oh, yes, I need that. I need that. Oh, what's this? Oh, lots of writing here. Whatever. I hope you're not like giving up on me over here. I actually, okay, it's not the best thing I've ever made, but I don't mind it. Now, last thing I want to do is make this look pretty, because right now it doesn't look pretty. So I don't know, just adding a little something. First of all, I want to have like a front cover. All right, this is my front cover. I want to have something there. So now I'm only, oh, and look at the beauty. The beauty is this. You can make a whole bunch. They can be your journal additions. And then when you're making a journal, you can remove it from your binder clip. And then you can put fabrics, tag toppers, tassels, whatever, onto this. And add this into your journal as a little extra element. So that's another idea, I suppose. But I'm making this as a standalone book. So what do I want to do here? I want to keep it real simple. I can use like one of these that are always in 6x6 paper pads at the back. Just looking for something a little bit more pretty. I like this. Is this a sticker? Oh, would you look at that? I think I used a few of these and I didn't even realize they were stickers. So there we have it. I'm going to do that. I have trust issues. With stickers especially, I don't trust them. So I always apply a bit of glue. And now my brain is telling me, as I'm doing this, my brain is saying, wait, maybe there's something better that you can find. Maybe you need to rummage some more through your stash and your drawers. And I said, I'm going to keep this simple, so I'm trying to do that. That there. Oh, I could have a little charm hanging. Should we do the little charm? Then I could have, oh, I could have this. Oh, regal vibes. We shall commit. I have committed now to this. And of course, I can go in with my little charm all the way. Now, I'm just going to attach a little something. Look at these organizational levels over here. Well, 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 isn't that just fantastic? I think these are like tablet, you know, what are they called? Maybe they're not. Maybe it's actually for this. I'm not sure. I think those tablet sorters, you know, when you need something that's constantly within your reach, like little things, like jump rings, for example. I have this tiny little thing on my desk, and then I have a big one, which is behind me. But, you know, those tablet sorters, they're perfect for this kind of stuff. Open sesame, close sesame. But what charm should I use? We need to keep it simple and quick. We're going for regality. That doesn't work. Oh, what do we think of this? Oh, do we like that? We don't? Do we like this? Or this? Even better if you can find something that, if you're doing the whole sentimental book, you can find something that means something, like a piece of jewelry. This one's missing a little gem up the top. So I'm going to put it back in the box. Oh, wow, look at this. These are actual little photo things, but I don't know how you're supposed to put a photo in there. I think you just have to do it from the top. Oh, sorry about that. It was completely out of focus, but imagine having that and a little photo of your person in there. Well, see, I knew it was a photo thing. Insert photo here. Well, well, well. Isn't that gorgeous? This is what happens when you spend years acquiring stuff. Now, we all know that that's a hobby on its own. And then you have a whole bunch of stuff. When you actually start creating, you have this whole selection of beautiful things. As long as we don't spend too much time in the collecting phase. Okay, stop talking. Should I just go for this photo thing? Or something like this? I can't make a decision now. How about this? I'm gonna go with this. Probably chose the worst one. Like a little heart. You hold the key to my heart. Maybe we can do two things. But I also have this. A key and a heart. Okay, I'm just gonna stick with this. Tough decisions. Tough decisions had to be made today. Open sesame. And there's my little front cover. I am liking. Yes, I am. And now we shall complete the final stage, which is just doing that. pretty much. And oh, done. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can just leave it as it is, which is what I'm gonna do, or I can like go extra and add absolutely anything to this. I can do, what do I have behind me? Let's see. All right, I have this just for demonstration purposes. We have a tassel. Oh, way too big. Yes, we know. I know. See, I'm still pretending I have a crafting buddy. All right, I went to get a pom-pom. I think that's gonna look very cool. And I just want to show you this. I found these cute little bye-byes in a $2 shop, and I could not resist getting the little bye-byes. And imagine if you're making one of these for a little bye-bye that's about to be born, and you can do, you know, the new mom can journal the baby's firsts. It can be first sleeping through the night. It can be, you know how that all goes, right? I can't think of anything now because my mind is not computing today, as you've seen when I had to use a calculator to calculate 4 times 5. But you know what I mean. It can be like baby's first year of life, and then you can have all the baby's firsts, special moments, you know, you can even have little prompts, special moments of January. I don't know, you know, but cute. I mean, you probably don't have this, but you can still use the idea, maybe. I'm not sure. I said I was gonna throw those ideas out there as they come to me, and that's what I'm doing. All right, so I thought perhaps it would be pretty cool to finish this off with a little pom-pom. I don't know, is it? Or is it too much? I think this thing is way too big. So we shall fix this. We shall fix this, my friends. Remove. Oh, let's get this fancy schmancy little thing out. Okay, I'll stop doing that. ASMR. Let me just throw some in there because I might get some more money. Money. Must be funny in a rich man's world. Okay, that's a little bit better. Is that better? That, you know, the best part about this is the fact that I can take it off. I can take it right off. I don't like this page. I made a boo-boo. Well, I can remove it. Friends, I went into this not knowing what I'm going to do with the 6x6 paper pad, how I'm going to turn this into some kind of a flip book tutorial. And I was quite uncertain at times, as I believe I have articulated well enough. But I have to say, I absolutely love the finished product or project. All right, so we're going to do, you know, we're going to do a little quick flip through in case you're one of those people who don't watch the actual process but want to see the finished product. Here you go, you lazy buggers. No, I'm just kidding. All right, first page. Ta-da! I love you because, or baby's first moments, or journals I've sold, or projects I want to make, or it can be, well, oh, look at this, a birthday cake. It can be whatever you want it to be. And I think this is a really cute project idea for when Christmas time comes. You can have a little Christmas themed thing. You can have a little bit of money in the little pockets. You can do like a happy mail for your crafty friend where they can open. Let's open. And they can explore, you know. And you can have a whole bunch of pages. I only did 5. The only thing slightly annoying is this, the fact that we have to keep it closed. But it can be like a moment to savor? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that word correctly. Savoring a little gift that somebody has given you. So perhaps it's not such a bad idea. And there we have it, my lovelies. You hold the key to my heart. I'm quite satisfied. So I have 6x6. Then I have the fabric swatch book. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I wish I had more time to explore this idea. I want to do trims, I want to do laces, all sorts of stuff. Then I have the tag flip book and the fully embellished fun tag flip book. Then I have this craziness, altered playing cards flip book. And of course, the little initial idea that started it all, which is this kind of, what are we gonna call this one? It's just like a, let's say a photograph, like a mini photo album. Oh yes. Which one is your favorite? Which idea? My favorite, of course, is the fabric swatch, the concept, the concept. My favorite one is this one. But the concept I would love to explore further is the swatch book. I would love to do like a full big book. I might do that one day and do a tutorial and like really inspire you. And after that, you know what? I'm just going to say I love them all. Perhaps the one that I like the least is the tag book underneath that's not embellished or anything. It's just a few tags on a ring. Really, no big deal. So I can't wait to hear your thoughts. I hope you're feeling really inspired. Even if you don't use any of these ideas and you have something special of your own, please share also with everyone so that we can all, you know, get more ideas. So, you know, sharing is caring, my friends. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.